Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Concerns are mounting over the number of homeless people squatting in and around a popular park on Tucson's east side.
This comes after a number of recent incidents that now have people who use and pay for the park on edge. News 4 Tucson investigators wanted to know exactly what is the city doing to tackle this issue. We have the latest in tonight's News 4 Tucson investigators report.
It's definitely a wake-up call, I think.
Greg Guile, president of Sabino Canyon Little League, is talking about several situations that have recently occurred at Udall Park near Tanca Verde and Sabino Canyon roads.
There's definitely still concern. I mean, we're far more vigilant than we've been in the past. I'm not sure if that's good or that's bad, but we're definitely more vigilant.
Earlier this month, parents with Little League say nearly 24 banners at the park were found slashed. Those banners were donated by local businesses with money raised to help needy families on the teams. They've since been replaced, but fears about vandalism or other crimes at Udall Park aren't going away.
Luckily, we have somebody here that's in TPD. One of our coaches is TPD, so when he calls, he seems to get a quicker response than we can get.
But it's not just slashed banners. Back on April 6th, a mother who was dropping her children off at the park called police after she said she witnessed a man touching himself. A couple of days later, an off-duty officer questioned two men who were moving tools behind a wash. Both men were convicted sex offenders, one who had failed to register. The News 4 Tucson investigators also located what appears to be a homeless camp on city property south of the Little League fields.
And that's what we got just yesterday.
We showed that video to City Council member Paul Cunningham, whose ward includes Udall Park.
Everybody needs to be vigilant, make sure their eyes are on their kids. We're going to be here. Our parks rangers are going to be here.
Kids will go to the bathroom in groups now. If somebody's in there, you don't go in. It's just the whole community kind of is more aware.
Tucson police tell the News 4 Tucson investigators they try to be proactive when it comes to the homeless situation at Udall or other city parks. They also try to connect people living on the streets with services while still enforcing the law.
If the homeless folks are set up on city property, we initiate the homeless protocol, which basically involves posting the camp with a 72-hour notice to vacate. If they're not gone within that period of time, they're subject to being arrested for trespassing.
It's never going to go away. It's never going to be perfect. But if we're handling it properly and honestly, then most of the time it won't be invasive to our quality of life.
The News 4 Tucson investigators will continue to monitor the situation at Udall and other city parks. If you have something that you would like the News 4 Tucson investigators to investigate, email us at investigators@kvoa.com or call the News 4 Tucson investigators tip line. That number is 955-4444.